White, conservative, Christian women that are sanctimonious. They think they're better than everybody, that have ridden the coattails of the hard work of liberal women to make the world a safer place where these women can have jobs, where these women can have an opinion, are in the throes of a stage 5 meltdown because their hero, grifter, and phony, mentally disturbed Erika Kirk has had a mirror put up to her by a Black comedian named Druski. And this is some of, not just a comedy skit, in my opinion. This is one of the best political moves I have seen since Trump's second inauguration. There is a cultural problem on the right. There is a cult of personality on the right where white people feel aggrieved. They feel like they are victims. And in their own inferiority and insecurities, and in their own form, this weird sect of Christianity where they bathe in Christian narcissism, they believe that the world is set up against them. And Druski pops up a mirror to them of what we have all been seeing, which is these phony, fake, white, oh, I'm a big Christian. You know, the profiles on Instagram with the cross and his child with his capitalized. Let's play the clip from Druski.
Get on your feet!
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. And when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic pup cup. Yes, everything organic.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes, because they are the ones who mattered most.
Okay, I want to remind you that Elon Musk said comedy is legal again. Woke culture is dead. All of the snowflakes can sit and suffer. The meltdown among the victims on the right who either are in constant victimhood, these fucking titty baby snowflakes that weaponize their faith as Erika Kirk does all the time to grift and to make money. And let's just say it, the way she has behaved since her husband was assassinated is fucking crazy. It's beyond everybody grieves in their own ways. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. And she is a hero on the right. And if you want to see some white on white crime, I support 100% annihilating these white wannabe fake Christian women that behave exactly the way Druski did and put up a mirror. Pumps and I can tell you from living in deep MAGA culture, everything with these women is performative. You can have a moment with them and you turn around and they will fucking rip whoever was just sitting there with them from top to bottom. They believe in nothing. There is no conviction. They wouldn't stand up for anybody. All they know how to do is play victim. I support Druski. These white women that go and triple Trump and that worship Erika Kirk and want their sons to be like Charlie Kirk are a fucking cancer. I love the MAGA meltdown for this. I am here for it.
It's always when you put up a mirror to what these people act like, that is when they're upset. While they're doing it, they don't care. And I will just say, we are not the only people taking notice of the bizarre behavior. You see the Arkansas chapter of University of Arkansas chapter of Turning Point USA has withdrawn and made a statement that they no longer represent the values, citing Charlie would have done this, Charlie would have done that, said that they see the use of his death to profit. So we are not in isolation sitting over here in liberal world. This is happening all over because the behavior is in such stark contrast to normal person behavior. And I use normal loosely because of how I behave, but you don't behave the way she has behaved and immediately tell people, be a trad wife. I'm going to run the company. Don't go to college, get a husband. It's the hypocrisy with this woman and just the whole fakeness. I just can't take it.
Well, and I love the way Druski expanded it to she is representative of conservative Christian women. I mean, this is,
absolutely.
I mean, Pumps, you know these women.
I was this woman at one point.
Intimately well. I mean, friends groups that, on their stories, long live Charlie Kirk and, all of this stuff. Erika Kirk is representative of a virus among white women that claim that they care so much about the world and they go and vote against their own daughters. But listen to this. I love MAGA on MAGA crime a lot. And here is Candace Owens. And they're all like huge Christians. She's starting to call a sect of MAGA Christian grifters, as though she's not one. But play the clip.
Recognize all across the world that something's not right with Erika Kirk. And your best guess, if you were, just trying to extend the most rope to her, you would say maybe she didn't love him. Maybe she just didn't love him. She didn't even like the guy. They're fighting in the end, and that's why she's just like, okay, whatever, I don't care. We were on the rocks or something like that. But even if you were a friend of his, you'd be reacting differently. Everything's wrong. And that is why comedians have picked it up. Comedians like Tim Dillon, comedians like Joe Rogan, and like Druski, who has dropped an absolute viral video kind of mocking more broadly conservative women. And sort of, I kind of picked up on it this year too, so I'm going to back him up here. But this sort of Christian grift, but it doesn't really feel like Christianity that we're looking at. Anyway,
Okay. All right. And then she plays the clip and she sits there and chuckles with it. But this is a huge, the dam is breaking there. That she says this type of Christian grift, like this is a fissure that is really phenomenal. I think Turning Point USA is going to be bankrupt, and it should be. Turning Point USA is so incredibly diabolical to go into colleges where people are exploring critical thinking, open-mindedness, free thought. And Charlie Kirk would go and sit there and spew racism. He said vile things about Black people, about gay people. He died perpetuating tropes about Black people, and he became a hero in this movement. And many white, evangelical, Republican MAGA women want their sons to be like Charlie Kirk. So when you wonder, why is the MAGA sphere and why is the bro sphere so huge? These mothers want their kids emulating this. And Ted Cruz, of course, is having a complete crash out. Pop this up. He retweets Druski and he says, beneath contempt. Ted Cruz, who this movement called your wife ugly, the mother of your children called your wife ugly. Just 2 or 3 days ago, Donald Trump said regarding Robert Mueller, good, I'm glad he's dead. So fuck off, Ted. with you acting like you're some sanctimonious prima donna and the fucking culture war police. This is comedy. You wanted comedy back. You fucking got it. What you don't like, Ted, is this is a mirror to all of the hypocrisy in white evangelical megachurch culture that holds everybody together. Even Candace Owens is calling it out as a little grift. And so I live for this. And Kylie, while I kick it to Pumps, go look at the original Druski post and how many views it has right now in less than 24 hours. Pumps.
What amazes me about all of this is that this, like the sanctimonious righteous nature of the response to it. Like, how dare you? How dare anyone act, And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Have you seen Truth Social? Have you seen how Pete Hegseth acts? Like, this is not outside the realms. And here's the thing. This administration, it has been terribly difficult for me to find parody of it funny, because I believe that the true behavior is almost more comical because it is so stupid. So we're finally getting some really, really good parody from Druski, and just, there is nothing more disappointing on planet Earth, in my personal experience, having been one myself, reformed, in recovery, however you want to say it, to knowing people, to loving people, than the evangelical white woman that looks at children of any race, whether it's transgender, non-binary, whatever, and says, it's okay, you don't have rights. You should be bullied. That is so disappointing, and it happens every fucking day.
All right. And Kylie, how many views are we at right now? 123 million. And this will just keep going. And this is in less than 24 hours, you guys. This, to me, Druski, this is so brilliant, because one of the ways that MAGA was able to change culture was through this portion of the internet. They built a huge right-wing media ecosystem. They injected into the culture. This is one of the biggest pieces of cultural change and importance, beyond it just being fucking hilarious.
Right.
This white impunity is so abhorrent. Nobody trusts these people. This is a group of people that act with complete, sheer, utter arrogance, and that the whole world is supposed to be curated to my sensitivities. And the fact that Elon Musk, one of their other thought leaders in the MAGA movement, came out and said comedy is back. And then Druski makes such, not only is it hilarious, I personally think it's incredibly culturally important right now to expose these hypocrites for the frauds and the hucksters and the grifters that I have always known them to be from living in the Bible Belt. You will never meet a meaner person than a white evangelical Christian woman. They believe in abso-fucking-lutely nothing. And I just want to remind you, Erika Kirk is their, this is their savior.
Mm-hmm.
What Druski said, this shit's true. Play the clip.
Let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there.
Okay. So let me just tell you something. How fucking dangerous that shit is. How fucking horrific, and what a racist monster Erika Kirk is. That is so disgusting and so disingenuous when everybody knows the experience that Black kids have navigating the United States of America and an apartheid policing system and an apartheid court system that's rigged for sons, my sons that look like me, to be able to go have an easier walk down the street, an easier drive in the car, an easier traffic pullover, an easier experience at court, and she's playing into their victimhood. And I guarantee you, all the white women, every single fucking white woman that follows Charlie Kirk that has a son, go look at who their sons follow. Go look. These are the kids that bathe in right-wing bro culture. And the moms don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit because they tell their sons that these immigrants and these women and these drag queens and these gays and of course the black people are coming to take something that should be yours. And that message is permeated throughout all of those right-wing spaces. And Erika Kirk just gave a permission structure for these mothers to tell their sons, yeah, sure, go ahead. Listen to Joe Rogan. Yeah, Andrew Tate, no problem. It's just this bro, jock, anti-woman, weird Christianity culture. And I love Druski more than anything on the planet. I think it is just fundamentally one of the most important uses of comedy in a very dangerous moment in American history. All those hundreds of millions of views to put a mirror up to the insanity that we all see. And it also exposes that view count, how much they fake their shit. And I'm just going to call it, and I'm going to call it right now, Turning Point USA, 2 years from now, bankrupt in the grave. They will not be able to function anymore. And the way we do this is to point out to free thinking people, this is not a role model.
Right.
This is utter racism.
No, I completely agree. And I don't think you're wrong. And the mixed messages and all of that, I hope that you're right. And I kind of think that you are. But when you talk about the mirror, I just want to remind people that after the death of Charlie Kirk, people quoted what he said in articles on their social media. People lost their jobs for doing it. It was okay for him to say it, but it wasn't okay for anybody else. So you have to hold the mirror up to make people start to think, what? I mean, you have to poke somebody. They have to see it before they know. And I think we have to be reminded that people loved what Charlie Kirk said, but when it was repeated after he died, people lost their jobs over it.
Yeah. And when Charlie Kirk was saying all the shit that he was saying it in a specific bubble. And now Erika Kirk is still in that specific bubble. And the way they rolled out that funeral. And I just want to say, I think Charlie Kirk should be alive. I didn't like him. I think he's a racist, homophobic, blah, 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 blah. I oppose gun violence. I oppose murder. I oppose the fucking death penalty. Okay. Like I am truly a pro-life person for human beings. Right. When they rolled out the firecracker funeral and all the hand waving and all of this, me growing up in Oklahoma and seeing this mega church culture and how hypocritical it is and how mean these people are and how what a grift it is, it didn't surprise me, but I knew seeing that on a national scale that some people would be like, well, this is some fucking weird shit. Because here's something fascinating about Bible Belt culture. So you have like in Oklahoma City, that's my vantage point, for example, you have all the mega churchers, the people that go to like, there's a church called Life Church and they have the dunk tank, and around Easter time, they do all of these praise worship videos and people dunking in the dunk tank to get baptized. And in like in the Bible Belt, then I will have friends that are like Episcopalian or Methodist or Catholic, and it is a common thread to browbeat the mega churchers because everybody knows how fake they are. Like my friends would be like, oh, it's Life Church season again, where they're rolling out all the dunk tank shit. And these people like were Christian light. Like, listener, a lot of you that have a faith that's private and personal to you, you're not proselytizing, you're not going to some freak show mega church. So I knew that even among Christians in Christian culture, that the firework funeral, I was like, oh, they're going to see like the mega church culture, like, because Righteous Gemstones is not that far off from the truth. It genuinely isn't. But I'm going to leave you all with this final thing, which I think is hilarious. Somebody asked Grok, who this image was. And for those of you listening, it's a picture of Druski. You can pop this up, Kylie. It's a picture of Druski in Erika Kirk drag. And says, at Grok, who is this? And Grok says, that's Erika Kirk, the actress comedian starring in Druski's satirical skit. I just want to say, I cannot overstate the importance and what a watershed moment this is for our movement, because we have to be dark woke. We have to have a brand of politics that exposes the hypocrisy, the depravity, the stupidity of this movement and what grifters they are. And on top of all that, what fucking dorks they are. Erika Kirk needs to go to an inpatient facility. And I mean that sincerely. She needs she's got children who lost their father. She needs massive amounts of therapy to get deprogrammed. But here's the deal. I don't cry a river for Erika Kirk. Erika Kirk has money. Erika Kirk has privilege. And she uses her money and her privilege to make life more difficult for people of color, as witnessed in that video where she's lifting up the white boy, this imaginary victimhood of white men in America is just so racist. The Kirks, Charlie Kirk and Erika Kirk, racist, him in death and in life and her in life. These are the worst among us. These are the bottom feeding, flea bag Americans. And I am so fucking happy that this is getting momentum, because Turning Point has been at this long before Trump has. And it's time that this movement get the fuck out of college campuses and we start embracing liberalism and free thought and critical thinking and acceptance, because there's none of that in the shit show that is Turning Point USA, which, by the way, one leader, funder of Turning Point just died in a freak pickleball accident. Charlie Kirk died of gun violence. The other major investor into Turning Point died of COVID. So Erika Kirk is the remaining person, and it needs to be destroyed, Turning Point. All right, like, subscribe, comment. We'll be back later with more news.